Namaste. We are going to start with an interesting course which is Cost and Management Accounting. Myself B. Sumalata, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Giraj Government College, Nizamabad, Telangana State. This course will be extremely useful to everybody is interested to know about cost and also wanting to know how managerial decisions are taken. It will be useful to graduate students. The various streams, whether it is students doing engineering, whether it is students doing MBA, whether it is students doing industrial professionals, whether it is self-employed people. This is useful for almost everyone because we keep on incurring cost. In cost accounting makes us cost concepts and it also helps us in improving efficiency further in our day-to-day life. Also, we have to take several decisions. Cost accounting helps us in providing correct information, in providing fair information, in providing useful information. So that we can take decisions which are suitable to us considered about cost benefit analysis to make the best use of resources. So this course really useful and involves not only conceptual discussions, there are various case studies and problem to help you understand and grasp basics cost concepts and to make them useful for decision making. We are going to discuss about certain important conceptual aspects as to what cost accounting is. In very brief, we will discuss about the types of cost, the methods of cost accounting, and then we'll go to management accounting part of it and the techniques of cost accounting part. So, techniques include marginal costing or break-even point analysis or cost volume profit analysis, then standard costing, budgetary control. So, we will be also talking into consideration various cases of CVP analysis or of standard costing or budgetary control. As far as the methods or the introductory part is concerned, we will only go through the conceptual part. I hope the course will be very much useful. Let us move to cost accounting how with this discussion. So, in the beginning, we will this particular PPT will talk about what is cost accounting, what is the distinction between cost and other streams of accounting, then what is cost and classification of cost. There are three major streams: financial, cost and management accounting. Some of you might be knowing about financial accounting. There are important steps in financial accounting. First is recording of financial accounting transactions. So every financial transactions has and when happens is recorded in the financial accounting system. Then it is summarized in ledger and report is prepared visit in the form of financial statements. The target users for financial accounting system is external users. So it is meant for shareholders, it is meant for employees, it is meant for governments. Internal users also, but now our target is external users. Now in comparison with this, let us see what is cost accounting. In cost accounting, again the first step is similar, the recording of cost in financial accounting. Also, it was recording of financial transactions. Here it is recording of cost. You may feel it is duplication, but it is not so, because in cost accounting, costs are recorded with lot of more details. For example, if salary, if salary bill for an organization is 5 crores in financial accounting, total amount 5 crores will be recorded. But in cost accounting, for each type of employee, how much is paid, what were the activities done by them on daily or hourly basis, for what that salary is paid, like those details are recorded. That's why this is a more details recording of cost that is involved. Next is analysis of costs. They would be broken down as to what are the factory related salary cost, how much are admin related, how much is a overtime, how much is paid as incentives, what was the nature of work being done for that by that employees, how much is a direct cost in the salary, how much is the indirect cost in the salary. Like that, detailed analysis is made, comparisons are made, sometimes projections are made in financial accounting. These are only the actuals, you are not allowed to make projections. But in cost accounting, we make estimates, and those estimates are also used to make budgets or to make future projections. Based on all this analysis, the cost statements are prepared as per the needs of users, and here the users are internal users. So, manager decision makes within the organization to middle level management to CEO and even to board of directors. This is the confidential data. So, it is normally shared with external users except for a few statements. Okay, so this is in brief what is cost accounting. Now this is the definition of cost accounting. It involves recording, estimates, controlling and reporting of cost. So you would objectives, estimating is also involved, and controlling is also. So cost accounting does not just stop at recording, it tries to keep those costs in check, tries to control the cost. Now this process begins with the recording and also the basis on which they are calculated, and ultimately we prepare the cost estimates. Now the objectives of cost accounting. Cost accounting system is ascertainment of cost. So to know the cost, but it is not the total only. To the now the cost for the product, for a process, category wise, plant wise, function wise. So it is details ascertainment of cost. How these details ascertainment is used for cost control. So certain standards are set or budgets are laid down. Their actuals are compared with the norms or the standards, and efforts are made to see that actual cost does not exceed what is permitted or what is budgeted. So cost control exercises is done. Cost reduction is also done, so that we have permanent benefit of lesser cost. Then a variety of information is generated to help in decision making. That could be for pricing decisions. So if we now correct information about cost, we will be able to price our product or services. Properly, customers might ask for some extra things. We have to give delivery. We have to insert in risk like giving guarantee. All these aspects are calculated and in the cost so that proper pricing can be done. It is also useful for others, useful for decision making like profit planning because entity should know how much units it should product or up to what level it should extend its service. Then budgeting is done so that a systematic allocation of resources can be done like that. Variety of management decisions are captured and they would be taken much in a much better way if accurate and timely cost data is available. So these are the objectives of cost accounting system. Now the advantages, since we now details cost record, it helps us in identifying losses and efficiencies. So unprofitable activities can be we needed about. Then certain cost reduction techniques can be used or value analysis can be done so that wasteful cost can be estimated altogether and more value can be provided from whatever resources which we are using. And the third part which you already discussed, that a better information helps in much improved decision making. It could be profit planning, it could be make or buy decisions, or instead of we making we can go for outsourcing that product or going for outsourcing of a permanent service. All these types of decisions are made in much better way because of cost accounting system. Now managerial accounting is a kind of umbrella concept where both financial and cost data are taken together and it is mainly targeted to internal users. Accounting, the name suggested it, is called managerial accounting because it is mainly for internal users. So here in this figure we are a comparison of managerial resources and financial accounting. In managerial accounting, varieties of decision making is done for better control and for a good decision making. In financial accounting, financial statements are prepared and target our external stakeholders. Okay. In this course, we are going to focus on cost and managerial accounting. Now the definition of cost now in business or even in other activities other than business. The cost is usually a monetary valuation of any of these things, maybe of effort or of material, resources, time, risk involved and opportunities forgone for production or delivery of any goods and service. So for any activities we are doing normally we have to sacrifice some resources either to we have give up opportunities or we have to spend on material or we have to give our time or we have to give our resources. All this will be included in the cost. We will try to give a monetary valuation to it and go on adding for calculating of cost. Normally this is because functions of some production may be done. Then we go for supply chain or distribution. The product is supposed to reach the customers. Now the cost incurred all these stages. And accordingly the costs are also classified related production related to marketing and distribution related consumer services are related to a administration for looking after all these activities and there can be others costs like research and development cost and so on. This is one more definition of cost. It can be defined as almost resources given up in exchange of any goods and services. So, suppose we want to buy material, we will have to pay the supplier, that is called as a material cost. When we pay salary or overtime or incur on participations of the employees, it will be included as a labor cost or as salary cost or human resources. Then we buy various services like electricity or like insurance, and which costs are incurred. All these are included as an examples of cost. These are also other types of cost now as capitalized cost. Now this a cost is certain and finances like um, or like installation of machinery. Now these costs are going to give us long term business. There are not cost being used, there are not cost just for that process. If a machinery has a life of 5 years, we will get the benefits for 5 years. So we will change depreciation on that asset for 5 years period, and that depreciation included on day-to-day cost. So the whole of capitalized cost is not considered as cost of that period, but a proper proportion of that in the form of depreciation or remonetization is included in the cost. Now, very improvement part, that is cost classification. Now this will tell us definitely different chapters in cost accounting, because this is a detailed analysis on the lines of the classification. We can go for more detailed standards of a cost for a particular item or a particular product. Okay, so first we have classification of the elements. First in essence, that is one of the most traditional ways, then by function or by direct or indirect, by controllability, relevance and so on, right. Now let us go for first essence, that is cost classification by elements. Do you know what are the important elements of cost? There are three important elements. The first one is material, labor and expenses. Now the material cost, this is the cost incurred on any tangible substance or a thing. Best example could be produce a raw material. It can also be purchase of any of the components. Suppose you are purchasing any other tangible item, that will be included in the material cost. Next is a employee cost. This is the cost on all human resources, will include salary, wages, bonus, incentives, retirement benefits and other incentives. All this is included in this labor cost or employee cost. Third are services. So when we purchase any outside service, the cost incurred on the sale, like electricity, like insurance, like etc., that is all includes in the expenses. This is also a residuary head. So what is not include material and labor will be included in the expenses. Now this is the most traditional way of classifying as material, labor and expenses. But to know more details or to try to control the cost for the type of classification, they are also involved that lead to classification by function. So as for the important business functions, the cost also are classified. So what are the important business functions? Just think over it. I think most of you are getting. It can be production, it can be selling and distribution, it can be administration and so on. According to that, the costs are also classified. So we have to go production cost, administration cost, selling cost, There can be other functions like research and distribution. Those according to them the cost will be classified. Now, what is the advantages of this classification? B. It is as per the function, so it helps us in better control of the cost. So whatever is a material, labor or overheads consumes for production, we can hold production manager responsible for it. We can sell we can sell a target for the same according to the level of output. We can make administrative manager responsible for administration cost and go on adding the cost related to office or related to administration. This is our functional cost. Help us is better control. That does not mean element wise cost are not important. This is overlapping. That is one way of classification. This is another way. We are going to learn further different ways. The third important function is selling and distribution. So, whether classification helps us and whether we should outsource of a finance, whether we should go for better control, whether you should give more focus. Is our strength, weakness, we come to know from cost classification by function. Now, next important classification is cost classification by direct and indirect cost. So, the direct cost are those costs which can easily identified. So, different cost can be divided as per cost centers or as per productions. If we can identify cost to a cost center, we can consider it as a direct cost. For example, cost of in cost of fruits in food plug production. So, if you are making fruit plugs, we know that raw material in the from a fruit will be purchased. We also know that for which product, let us see if you are making mango juice. The mangoes which are purchased can be charged to manage and juice producing unit. If we are making some juice of some others productions, let us say guavas, we can go for identifying that purchase to that particular unit and those cost that is particular of will become a direct cost because it can be easily tracked ordinarily as against this there is an example given over here, that is you are into business of hardware of companies. Suppose you are ascertaining PC, assembling PC. You now that hard disk goes into PC. So the cost of hard disk you can easily identifying with the particular PC which is getting assembled. So you call it a direct cost as against that there are several costs which are common in nature. They may not be for a specific product, then those are called as indirect cost. Let us say we are a small unit making hardware. So we assemble pieces. We assemble certain other things. We also do some small service or repair work. Now, number of engineers or technical personnel either work for servicing maintenance or they also work for assembling of pieces or certain items. Now, we exactly do not know the salary paid to a particular person and it is linkage to any one particular product or a service job because different work is being done. Similar is usually in our office or in the workshop. So, salary cost cannot be as easily identified as we are able to know the cost of hard disk. Are you getting? So, cost of hard disk for a particular PC is a direct cost, whereas the salary cost, because a better example of indirect cost. Can you think of any other example of indirect cost? For example, rent, if you are paying rent for our shop or our factory can be identified to for only one product. That will not be possible because rent is for the whole system in that we are making source products. We are also doing certain service related jobs. So rent remains an indirect cost. Earlier we took example of fruit fluff manufacture. So we know that the raw material that the fruits purchased are for making of particular type of fluff. It is a direct cost. Can you think of any indirect cost? For example, if you have a maintenance team or even one person for maintenance of these machines, some person, whoever there is any problem, services or maintenance different machines or maintenance different machines. So it will not be possible for us to know exactly accurately salary of the person. So it is any example of indirect cost. Are you uh, getting me? So here is the example given, maintenance support group or services. So outside the factory there is a security. The security is for, let us say there are 10 units inside the factory. Services is common for all the 10 units. We will not know exactly the salary of the security. We changed to which unit, that is what. It is considered as indirect cost. Some way, some storage cost in godowns or in showrooms, this also become indirect cost. There is another name for indirect cost which is more popular and you might have heard it, that is overheads. Now, the overhead cost being common in nature cannot be charged directly or cannot be charged at it cannot be or this directly like a direct cost. So many times a rate per hour is calculated. We take the total for the type of overheads divided by number of hours. Suppose here is an example of maintenance. If we have a maintenance support group, we calculated their total cost divided by a number of hours for which they have work, which will give as rate per hour. Now, whenever maintenance person is called and suppose works for 5 hours and rate per hour is 2000, then 5 hours into 2000 we will be able to charge 10,000 for the unit which has used maintenance facility gathering it. So overheads are charged using rate per hour. Sometimes differential rates are calculated. There are also some feelings like a activity based costing hours are advantageous techniques for charges in overheads. Later on we will go into it, but right now let us understanding that it is particular classification. Direct waste individual is very much useful for better control of cost. It helps us in ascertainment of cost for a particular production or for cost centers. Is also helps us in better control because we will know that for the product this is a direct cost and we will be able to give more attention or make a budget or a standard more and more suitable control of the particular cost. So here we will stop at whatever classification we have discussed and we are going to continue this and discuss some more types of classification in the next session. Thank you.